You've probably spent a lot of time trying to decode, trying to understand an avoidance behavior patterns. Watch this video because I'm going to save you a lot of time. So if you're new to this channel, welcome to the channel. I go over all kinds of topics in this channel related to life and psychology and relationships. A popular topic is attachment theory, specifically the dismissive avoidant attachment style. Now, if this is new to you, these are the four main attachment styles, okay? So attachment theory governs that there's four attachment styles, and we each have an attachment style. We all fall somewhere on the spectrum. Our attachment style is determined by our upbringing, our childhood, and it can change over time. It can change over the course of past relationships, and we can experience different attachment styles with different people. Some people make us feel secure. Some people make us feel avoidant. Some people make us feel anxious, etc. But these are the four main attachment styles. So again, we each fall somewhere on this spectrum. Three of these are insecure, and there's only one secure attachment style. That's the secure attachment style, which that's where we all want to be. Now, I want to say the most popular, in my experience, the most popular topic in attachment theory is the most interesting one is the dismissive avoidant. It seems to be the dismissive avoidant. If you go online, there's a lot of information, a lot of people talking about the dismissive avoidant attachment style. And why that is because, well, people with an avoidant attachment style, they, let's just say they don't talk much. They lack communication skills as far as how to communicate their needs, their emotions. Their instinct is to withdraw and shut down. And when they do that, it creates gaps in relationships. It creates uncertainties and unknowns. And naturally, you want to figure those things out. Okay, you want to fill those gaps. You want to make sense of things. You want to try to understand what's going on inside the mind of a dismissive avoidant, because they won't talk about it. They won't open up, and that's why it seems to be so interesting, because you want to understand what's going on. It's like a problem that you want to solve. You want resolution. That's why I think this attachment style, talking about this attachment style, is so popular. So I'm going to tell you a story. This is how I've come to understand the best way to deal with a dismissive avoidant as far as trying to understand them. So look, I went to school for accounting and business. I got my degree in accounting, and I actually passed the CPA exam. Now, if you're familiar with the field of accounting, okay, my job as an accountant was to turn over every stone. Okay, I needed to know everything about a business. I needed to know every transaction, where every dollar went, how it was spent. I need to know the amounts in every account. It all needs to be organized into financial statements and audit reports. Everything needs to make sense. I need to make sense of everything. It all needs to be understood clearly to make sure that a business is abiding by the law. By the laws of financial regulation, etc. So I needed to understand and make sense of everything as an accountant. There could be no gaps. There could be no room for uncertainty. There could be no unknowns. Everything needed to be known. Now, I've made the mistake of taking that mindset of needing to know everything, needing to make sense of everything and understand everything, taking that mindset and carrying it into relationships of all kind, not just romantic relationships, but friendships and relationships with family members. And that is not how relationships work, okay? Many people with an anxious attachment style are the anxious preoccupied. Many of the anxious preoccupieds are very good problem solvers because they want to make sense of everything. They want to understand everything. But again, that's not how it works in relationships. You don't need to go into a relationship. You shouldn't go into a relationship any relationship, needing to understand and make sense of everything about your partner, everything about the relationship, everything about their emotions, their mood swings, any of that. That quality of wanting to be a problem solver and understand everything and make sense of everything and organize everything, it's a great quality to have in life. Save it for accounting, save it for engineering, save it for medicine, right? But don't carry that quality into your relationships, because it is not our job to sit there and make sense and solve and fix and understand every single thing about a person, every single thing about a relationship dynamic. And many people get into relationships with a dismissive avoidant, and because dismissive avoidants are so closed off, they create so many unknowns and so many uncertainties. Naturally, the human mind wants to make sense of all of that. They want to make sense of the relationship, of the dynamics, of the avoidance behavior patterns, and try to understand them. And all of that just creates pressure on the relationship. It just creates pressure for the avoidant, and it makes them want to close off even more. So instead of going into relationships trying to fix and solve and rescue and make sense of everything and understand everything, here's what I've learned, and here's my advice: is to not be so quick to do that. Just focus on your own emotions. Okay, focus on your own emotional safety, your own security. I'm not saying to completely disregard your partner. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying don't sit there trying to fix and solve and understand all of their problems and all of their traumas and all of their emotional shutdowns and outbursts, etc. No, go into a relationship focusing on your own emotional safety, your own inner confidence. Because what happens is when you create emotional safety for yourself, it creates emotional safety for your partner. It creates emotional safety for everybody around you. You don't need to spend so much time overthinking and getting lost in your relationship anxiety, trying to understand a dismissive avoidant, trying to fix all of their problems, trying to resolve every little thing in the relationship, trying to overturn every stone. No, don't do that. Focus on your own stuff, your own emotions, managing your own anxiety, creating your own emotional safety. That's the best way to enter any relationship, because your partner is going to feel that. They're going to sense that confidence. Whether they're a dismissive avoidant or not, or any attachment style, they're going to sense your emotional safety, your security that you've created for yourself, and they're going to be drawn into that. They're going to be pulled into that. Because I want you to think of a relationship or a friendship, maybe as a friend or a coworker, a family member, anybody, somebody who's very confident, who's very confident in themselves, very secure with themselves. They're not trying to manipulate you or trying to get anything out of you. They're just secure with themselves. They're very calm and confident. How do you feel around that person? You tend to feel good around them because their confidence activates your confidence. Their calm makes you calm. Their emotional safety makes you feel emotionally safe, makes you feel good, makes you feel secure. That's why you want to spend more time around these people, because they make you feel good. Now, I'm saying this so that you become that person. You become that person who's emotionally safe, who's emotionally grounded, who's calm and confident, and isn't trying to poke into your mind and understand and fix and solve everything. No, they're just secure with themselves. Do that for yourself. Find security for yourself. Create emotional safety for yourself. And naturally, people in your life, in your relationships, they're going to be drawn into that. They're going to be pulled in. They're going to be gravitated towards your confidence, towards your emotional safety, even if they're a dismissive avoidant. Dismissive avoidants have their own insecurities, right? But when they sense emotional safety, when they can pick up on emotional safety, it releases all of that pressure from the relationship. It releases all of that pressure for them to open up and explain all of their emotions and all of their traumas and everything they've experienced and are feeling. It releases all of the pressure for them to feel the need to explain all of that. And they can just relax in your emotional safety that you have created because they now feel emotionally safe. So that's what I'm getting at. Let go of the problem solving mentality in going into relationships. Of course, there's a balance. Sometimes there's going to be problems that you need to solve, but what I'm saying is there's a balance. It's not your job to understand everything about your partner's emotions or fix them or save them. No, your job is to focus on yourself, okay, and create your own emotional safety. And yes, have empathy, and also have boundaries. But when you focus on yourself, the right people are going to come into your life and they're going to be drawn towards your confidence and your emotional safety, including dismissive avoidance. So I hope this was helpful. If so, please like and subscribe. And please share your thoughts, your stories, any questions in the comments. I love reading everybody's stories. And until next time, you take care, and I'll see you in the next video.